Jai Hind, everyone.
Jain sir.
Okay, to continue with our communication skill practice and defense related SSB, especially SSB oriented preparation, we will continue our lecturate session and some of the other tests of SSB interview. We will cover that also, maybe in steps, but this is a key exercise. That's why we are doing more regularly so that you open up, your confidence opens up. Who is the first volunteer today without wasting time? Pawan. Okay. I will request Rugved to keep time. Pawan, go ahead.
Sir,
Yes.
can you give me a topic?
Topic see on Scholar Warriors, you have got list of topics. I request you pick up topics from there. There are cards. SSB interview also gives you card during the lecturate session. Similar cards and topics are SSB related only. Okay, Pawan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you are not prepared with any topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who is ready now? You can prepare now. Okay, Krishiv is ready. Rugved, keep time.
Okay, sir. Are you ready?
Yes.
You can start.
Good evening to one and all. I'll be speaking about liberalization. Economic liberalization is a very broad term that usually refers to fewer government regulations and restrictions in the economy in exchange for greater participation of private entities. Thus, liberalization in short refers to the removal of controls to encourage economic development. In India, the term LPG gained significance with the adoption of new industrial policy 1991. Liberalization leads to more producers entering the market. When this happens, production increases, employment increases, prices come down, and more people are able to go home with more goods. Before liberalization, controls were in place, only few producers were allowed and they fixed high prices and took all the profits. Production was less, prices were high, and fewer people could buy things. The advantages of liberalization are reduced prices, more employment, higher standard of living for all. Liberalization is favored because it benefits consumers with cheaper and more varied goods and services. It has removed all trade barriers so imported goods are available at cheap rates. It leads to free trades by removing obstacles such as tariffs and subsidies. It helps companies diversify risk and direct resources to where profits are highest. The elements of liberalization are delicensing of industries, private agencies are given freedom, opening up of door for foreign investments. It also introduces liberal taxation norms. Greater freedom is given to public sector in units in decision making, freedom to business by removing unnecessary import and export duties, and no prior permission is required from central government to locate industries. The advantages of liberalization are it has resulted in stiff competition. There has been an increase in foreign collaborations. Fiscal deficit is under control. Liberalization has helped in solving fiscal burdens of its state where loss-making public sector units are privatized. Indian customers have started getting goods of better quality at cheaper rate, and liberalization has helped in improving global trade relations. The disadvantages are due to opening up of the economy, there has not been an increase in the employment opportunity. The inequality of income between the haves
Next
and the
question.
have-nots has increased. There is a fear of money laundering because of the various schemes introduced by the government to attract foreign exchange in India, and inflation has become a continuous and serious problem. Thank you.
Good, Krishiv. Very interesting topic, economic liberalization. If you see 1991 Indian economy got opened. There are two types of economy, closed economy and open economy. Closed is ideal example to in today's scenario is North Korea. They don't trade with other nations. It is a closed economy and very, very restricted norms. They cannot import, export without government's permission. In fact, they don't do only. It's all back route, whatever they do. And to some extent, the modern democracies. are open economies. China, India are classic examples, and the Western world as such were open economy, and they have been exporting more, importing less because of their development nature. But in 1991, when India really opened the doors, and today, if we are talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat, this is probably the second stage of transformation where so far from 1991 we are open to whole world for whole world and but then every country is trading with us. Our population is huge, we are importing more, exporting less. That is the scenario today. But now with Atmanirbhar Bharat, more production inside country, and we will be exporting more. That is what is probably the vision is. Good, Krishiv, your flow is good, confidence is good, content is crisp, and points are good. Okay, who is next now?
Jai is there, sir.
Okay, Jay. Krishiv, keep time. The previous speaker,
Yes, sir.
generally we keep the norm, previous speaker keeps the time.
You can start now.
Okay. Good evening to one and all. Today's my lecture topic is currency war. Currency wars, also known as the competitive devaluations, in is and conditions. And this condition is international affairs with other countries seeks to give and gain trade advantages over the other countries by causing the rate of exchange of currencies and fall in the relation to the other currencies in the rate of exchange of our countries. Currencies falls in country export and important and get more and more expensive, and both the effects and benefits and the demonstratics industries and which receives the boots of in the demands from both domestic and foreign markets, and prices increase for import goods general decline, and international trade harming for all countries and foreign countries and other effect, etc. Historicals and competitive devaluations has rare as in other countries and generally preferred to maintain in a high value. In the currency wars, country have generally allowed in the market forced to do work and have participated in that uh, corrupt system and manage the exchange rate. And in the absence of uh, internal authorities and the foreign exchange market by national government and authorities, and the exchange rate of currency countries and currencies is determined in general by the market force and supply by its demands at a point in the market time, such as maintaining its balance of trade and or to give its exporters and competitive advantages in international trades. Brazilian finance minister Gordon Mato, uh, who made headlines when he raised the alarm about a currency was in September 2010, and the period is considered to have been an advice situation for all concerned. Thank you.
Okay, Jay, topic was currency wars. What was the
Yes, sir.
exact topic? Currency war. Okay, anything related to economics is generally a little confusing topic. First topic we had economic liberalization, but it was a broad subject. Now, talking specific about currency is always very confusing. For a common man, it is difficult to understand why dollar is high, rupee is less, or with comparison of Indian rupees, how Nepal currency, Bangladesh currency, Sri Lanka currency is poised. So, what we can do if such kind of topic we are speaking, explain it in simple words. Small concepts of such things can be explained. Future can be told. Now, cryptocurrency is likely to come, digital currency. So, what will be the future? Like 30 years back, nobody thought such kind of digital transactions will happen. Such kind of economy will be seen, global economy together. You can trade anywhere, you can demand and supply anywhere in the world today. So this nobody imagined 30, 40 years back how rapidly it will happen. And hereafter, the world currencies will get affected because of some policies. Like if there is a war, that nation's currency will come down because of, obviously, it is getting involved, lot of expenses, unwarranted expenses, and lack of development. It may be affect future prospects of businesses also. But the US hegemony in this is always on top. They are maintaining their currency high. Maybe 2 decades back, the oil producing countries had good economy uh, in terms of currency level, but today they are also down because of so much of international politics. Indian rupee is still weak in the international market, but this is a very complicated subject for normal students to understand. But if you are speaking for 3 minutes, especially in SSB interview, 2 3 points, explain it and tell your views about Indian currency. Okay, this is something someone spoke first time on this. Okay, Jay, develop more
Okay, sir.
confidence. Audience should feel you are more confident. Feel about your confidence. Okay, today it was little less. Hmm?
Sir, we can add that black money point also, Nail, there.
Black money, it is India specific, yes, but then now black money enough is spoken and very less actions have been done. The demonetization was the action done, but still so much of money is found during election period. How we account such kind of money, it's a very complicated scenario. So it is better we speak in a systematic and smaller points. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, who is
Okay, sir.
next? Okay, next volunteer.
Sir, I am ready.
Okay, Rugved. Jay, keep time.
You can start now.
Jai Hind everyone. Today my topic is Indian Space Research Organization, that is ISRO. Indian Space Research Organization is the National Space Agency of India, which works under Department of Space, directly overseen by Prime Minister of India and Chairman of ISRO. ISRO was established on 15th of August 1969, residing its headquarters in Bengaluru, Karnataka. ISRO was previously known as Indian National Committee for Space Research under Jawaharlal Nehru, which was built on the suggestion of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. Uh, and it grew within Department of Atomic Energy. ISRO launched its first satellite, Aryabhatta, on 1975, and also launched satellite RS-1 on board SLV-3, making India the seventh country to be capable of undertaking orbital launches. ISRO has launched various satellites with a series, that is IRS series, Indian Remote Sensing Satellites, are India's Earth Observation Satellites. The INSAT satellites, that is Indian National Satellite System, is the country's telecommunication system. Gagan Satellite Navigation System, that is to survey the climatic conditions of Earth, and Navigation and Indian Constellation, that is NAVLC, with an operational is an independent regional navigation satellite system developed by India. So, the what are the future projects of ISRO? First, we will discuss about the achievements of ISRO. Recently, ISRO has achieved its feat by successfully launching Chandrayaan 3 mission, and also it has said the next few years will be the years of space, and will gain so much popularity to ISRO. Some of the future products of ISRO are LUPEX, that is a moon orbiter mission. Launch vehicle is H3, and it will be launched in 2026. Again, Chandrayaan 4 will be launched from PSLV. LVM3 will be launched in 2028. Venus orbiter mission, that is GSLV, will be launched
Last 30
from
seconds.
2028 to 31, and Mars Orbiter Mission 2, that is Mangalyaan 2, will be launched in 2024 itself. So ISRO is trying to develop its orbital mission and gain its popularity amongst the best space research organization, that is NASA and SpaceX. Thank you.
Good, Rugved. Very regular topic in terms of SSB scenario. ISRO or Indian space missions. Topic can be of different type, but content can be similar. If you see during Cold War, US and Russia were fighting for space exploration. Apollo series of US and then first man landing in during that Cold War. It was space exploration and Neil Armstrong landing at moon, Apollo 11, and thereafter till Apollo 17. It is a very costly affair if you see all these space missions, and even later US was criticized during that race. So much of money was invested or vested. It was a big question mark. But India today, if you see, we are doing wonderful in this segment. On one hand, when we talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat, we don't have anything convincing to tell to the world that we are master of something. But in space, ISRO is actually leading us, and it is one kind of uh, pride where every Indian can say, yes, we are literally doing exceptionally well with minimum budget and so much of scientific marvel. We are doing or advancing very rapidly in this space segment, and we are launching satellites of other countries. The differentiation with NASA is cost factor. That is the special uh, attribute where India is shining, and it's the golden period as far as the ISRO's so many missions are concerned, and we are doing exceptionally well because there are areas where we can say our army is big. We are the defense forces in terms of size, and this thing we are uh, third largest, fourth largest, whatever it is. But here it is like proving technology advancement, and ISRO is doing exceptionally well. This is very regular, and even in interview you may be asked something related to such kind of current missions, advantages for defense, because when we are leading in satellite warfare, we are leading for defense also. There is a direct correlation of satellites and tomorrow's war. Try and understand this link. As we progress in space, we will be leading in the defense sector also. It has got direct relation, because navigation or control of things and so many uh, intelligence information, a lot of things are there, communication. Because today we are, suppose we are launching into or going into war, and we are GPS dependent. We cannot win war against US or US ally. We will be misguided, because we are not independent as far as the navigation system goes if we are relying on GPS. Our own systems are getting tested. We are yet to get self sufficient in this. Our entire aviation is working on GPS. So slowly we are advancing and getting independence in navigation also. That's why satellites and ISRO is very important. Okay, who is next?
Sir, can I? Prachiti.
Okay, Prachiti. And why I'm elaborating, so that you get few ideas and link up when you conclude or give your opinions on these lines. Okay, one odd point from your side is enough in the end when we conclude. What is the, suppose you are talking on ISRO, and should be how it is related to defense future. Okay, Prachiti, go ahead. Rugved, keep time.
Yes.
Okay, sir. You can start.
Jai Hind, everyone. My today's lecture topic is agriculture in India. India is essentially an agricultural land. Two-thirds of its population still lives in agriculture. Agriculture is a primary activity which includes farming, animal rearing, and fishing. There are three crop seasons in India: Kharif, Rabi, and Zaid. Kharif Kharif is sown in June to July and harvested in September to October. For example, rice, jawar, bajra, cotton, etc. Rabi is sown in October to December and harvested in April to May. For example, wheat, barley, bear mustard, etc. And z they are raised between the April to June. For example, watermelon, cucumber, leafy vegetables, etc. There are some types of farming like shifting agriculture, intensive farming, extensive farming. First, we will see of shifting agriculture. It is practiced by the tribal groups in the forest areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, etc. In the type of agriculture, a piece of forest land is lead mainly by tribal people by the felling and burning of trees, and crops are grown. Next comes intensive farming. This is a system of farming in which the cultivator uses the large amount of labor and capital on a relatively small area. Agriculture is done with the help of manual labor. Next comes to the extensive farming. This is a system of farming in which the cultivator uses a limited amount of labor and capital on a relatively large area. Agriculture is done with the help of machines. This type of agriculture is practiced in a regions where the population size is small and land is enough. Next comes to the green revolution. It is a phrase generally used to describe the spectacular increase to the production and productivity of food grains that took place during 1970s.
Last 30 seconds.
It was introduced by Swaminathan and was also considered father of Green Revolution. Thank you.
Okay, Prachiti, good. I would like to draw your attention now when we are talking about very open-ended topic agriculture in India. We should
Yes.
link up with what is relevant today after COVID. We need good health of people now. Organic farming, such kind of words should automatically come. In conclusion, also you can see what are the problems for farmers today. Labor problem. Technology should come to agriculture. Now, the orthodox way of doing agriculture is no longer going to help. And within India, there are different sectors or different parts of country we can compare. North India, especially Haryana, Punjab, they are way ahead in terms of use of technology in agriculture compared to the maybe Central India and South India. Maharashtra. Within Maharashtra also, Western Maharashtra is little advanced as far as the agriculture goes, but the Marathwada and Vidarbha is not so. These comparisons are important because then you are telling to the assessor, that is group testing officer, see, I am a thinking mind. I can draw attention to your concurrent issues, especially if you use like after COVID, human beings are demanding now a better quality of crops, vegetables. Green revolution has brought us to a level where we are meeting the requirement of huge population, but the quality of food is going down with the inorganic use of all these pesticides and all those things. But then a time has come where we need to draw a line how much degradation of quality of crops and vegetables can go. And maybe the government's intervention will be required in tomorrow's world, where our health becomes priority and there is some quality control on the quality control regulations on the farming. These are the small points, one of which if you bring it towards the conclusion, what should be, like, it is an open topic agriculture in India. Now you can give your view. uh, in the coming future we need better quality crops and vegetables where less pesticides are used, human health is looked after, and shining India or a big India, powerful India cannot be a reality unless we take care of our future generations health, isn't it? Okay, good. But
Yes,
you
sir.
you brought out basic aspects of agriculture. That was a good point, Rabi. kharif, the season, the harvesting pattern, and thereafter you come to little bit uh, connecting it with real India, today's India. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, good. Who is next? Any volunteer? Sarthak, Pawan, Ashish, long time. Where are you, Ashish,
Yes,
now?
sir. Sir, I'm in Aurangabad itself. So I've completed my graduation and NCC from Devgiri, sir.
So, what about SSB? Any SSB lined up?
Sir, right now I'm waiting for my certificates. The next FSB would be I would be giving, sir, NCC Special Entry.
I would like to remind you, you are well capable of cracking SSB. You missed whatever reasons are there during NDA time. You should be in uniform soon. Okay,
Yes, sir, surely, sir.
you can reach there.
May I start, sir?
Who is now? Ashish, you are ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Okay. Prachiti, keep time.
Yes, sir. You can start.
Okay. So, Jain sir, good evening to all. Today I'll be speaking on the topic string of pearls. The string of pearls is a strategic move of China towards establishing its domination over the Indian Ocean region. As we see, India is a peninsular country. A major portion of India is surrounded by water, and this arises a concern with the string of pearls strategy of China. Under this, China is establishing its military bases, forming a network in Indian Ocean, encircling India. China is doing this under the name of commercial interest, but their intentions are clearly visible of encircling India and surrounding its waterways. Under this project, China has developed and acquired various ports, including the Gwadar port of Pakistan, and it's developing it. The other major port is Sitwe port in Myanmar, and also the Hambantota port in Sri Lanka. These are some of the major ports which are having major concerns for India and its internal security. The string of pearl is a part of system which includes the China's Belt and Road Initiative along with the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. It is having a plan of surrounding India from all the sides and threatening its internal security. And majorly, it will affect India in two major terms. First is its security and safety. If there arises any situation of tension or war between these two nations, may that be China or Pakistan, India would be surrounded by China all over the sides. And with the backing of Pakistan, it would be difficult for India to fight all of them at once. Secondly, economically, India would have to focus more on its military development and its naval infrastructure, which would shift its focus from the other aspects of economy that can be education, healthcare sectors, and infrastructure, which eventually would make an obstacle in our furthermore task of getting 5 trillion economy. But tackling all of these challenges, India is working on overcoming this threat by establishing its more naval bases, ports overseas, and strengthening its naval powers. Along with that, India is also focusing on strengthening its relation with the neighboring nations, may that be Bangladesh, it may be Iran. Under this project,
Last
India
30
has developed
seconds.
India has developed Chabar port of Iran and will acquiring it for the further use so as to make its own strategy. The India is developing strategy under the name of necklace of diamonds, encircling this string of pearls, which would be a strategic move towards China, and also working on strengthening its naval forces. Thank you.
Okay, good, Ashish. This topic was very hot, string of pearls, and now how India is countering in the Indian Ocean region in the garb of development, infrastructure development around us, especially in Indian Ocean region. China was very systematically moving forward, creating infrastructure projects, ports development, whether it is Sri Lanka or whether it is Pakistan. Now, if you see, surprisingly, Ashish missed how they have gone a level further. It was closer to our land boundaries. Now they have targeted what? Malaysia, isn't it? Or Maldives. So, how deeper they can, sorry, Malaysia, nahi, Maldives. Maldives, how they are targeting, it is now second tier. So China has been working systematically. India has read it. India is also doing a lot of countering, whether it is now development of Chabar port as a counter to this string of pearls and necklace of diamonds, a strategy from our side. But what as a citizen we must read, that we are in a competitive world where the land border disputes has become a very smaller thing, and bigger strategic things are coming. Technology has come. You see modern war, direct wars, you cannot win. These are all indirect wars where you are defeating country without launching a war, but harming their interests, business interests. If you harm, you are winning war. Actually, you are weakening the country, enemy country, whichever country you want to target. This is how the future will be, how you are breaking the backbone of other country without even launching war. These are indirect wars. When someone is creating string of pearls as a counter, we are going for necklace of diamonds, or developing some ports, or building relationship internationally with other countries. This is how the new modern warfare we will see. Good, Ashish. Now be regular and practice well, and meet someday. Okay.
Yes, sir, surely, sir.
Okay. Now who
Thank you,
is
sir.
there next?
Sir, shall I?
Okay, Sarthak. Ashish, keep time.
Yes, sir. Sarthak, you can start.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Today, my topic is from geopolitics, that is India Papua New Guinea relations. India Papua New Guinea is one of the island nation in the southwestern Pacific Ocean. India and Papua New Guinea started their relations from 1975 when Papua New Guinea got independence from Australia. Since then, their relations are on inclination. The first Indian highest ever visit to Papua New Guinea was by President Sri Pranab Mukherjee in April 2016 to attend the first forum for India Pacific Cooperation, that is FIPIC, acronymed as FIPIC Summit. And the second visit was from the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea.
Not able to hear Sarthak. Anybody who is able to hear?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, maybe I think some internet connection problem. We'll wait few seconds. Okay, I think some network issue. India and PNG pronunciation, Papua New Guinea or Guinea, the pronunciation varies, and the abbreviation is PNG. If you see, when the government is in full majority, then new relationships or revival of old relationships happens international level. Whether the prime minister, first prime minister to land in Israel directly without visiting Palestine, or visiting Palestine without visiting Israel. Earlier, it used to be a very, very diplomatic message that we are balancing our relations. But when the government is strong in the center, they need not to balance. They are confident that we can handle the world. Especially after a surgical strike, it was a clear message. And that is why, when China, on one hand, is strengthening relationships with many smaller countries, we are also reciprocating, because there may be smaller countries, especially in island countries or African countries. It has got a long term perspective. These all small nations, developing nations, will be friends and will have some kind of obligations when future grouping is concerned. Today, some of the nations which are generally in news, it is easy to identify what are the interests, but there are some nations which are just emerging on the international uh, arena. So India is targeting that also, but we are a little late. Let's be very, very pragmatic about it. China has gone beyond our imagination, capturing the interest of other, especially African countries. They have gone beyond our imagination in terms of business ties, because people say 19th century was of Europe and Western countries, 20th was of Asia, 21st century will belong to African nations. And then if we really want to become a bigger nations, we should also go to island nations and African nations. This is how 1975 onwards India and PNG have relations, but of late it is getting strengthened. Okay, anybody else wants to speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Pawan. Who will keep time? Ashish, can you keep time?
Yes, sir, I'll keep it.
Okay, Pawan, go ahead.
Good
You can start,
evening to
Pawan.
all. Good evening to all. My topic is global warming. Global warming is definitely the single greatest environmental challenge that the planet Earth is facing at present. It is essential to understand the gravity of the situation. The fuel which is used in order to power your homes, cars, businesses, and more is heating up the planet faster than expected. What's alarming is that the temperature of the Earth has climbed to the highest point it has ever been in the past 12,000 years. It only gets worse from here if we don't stop it now. As the planet is getting hotter, we need to collectively act right now instead of waiting for more. The primary cause of global warming is fossil fuels. Human beings are addicted to burning them, which produce coal, oil, greenhouse gases, and more. The power plants, cars, industries produce carbon dioxide, which stays in the atmosphere for 5 decades or more. This is the reason why the temperature of the Earth rises. Due to this rise in temperature, the ocean are rising and the coral reefs are dying. Many aquatic species are going extinct while the glaciers are melting. You will be surprised to know that Greenland is losing 20% more mass than it receives from new snowfall. Thus, it will be keeping shrinking as the Earth warms. Moreover, extreme weather patterns are for everyone to see. The heat waves, droughts, floods are now taking place with greater intensity and frequency. The Greenland and Western Antarctic ice sheets are at uh, the Greenland and Western Antarctic ice sheets are at great risk of melting completely. That these two ice sheets presently hold around 20% of the Earth's fresh water. The rise in sea levels will damage the coastal areas globally. Moreover, the regulatory of Ukraine's tornadoes and others may become more violent, spreading malaria and other deadly diseases. The time is now to do something to prevent global warming, otherwise, it will be irreversible. Electricity and transportation contribute largely to global warming, so we must begin there. It is important to note that there is no silver bullet and we must all come together to tackle global warming as a whole. Every home, businesses, industry, individual effort is required to tackle this crisis.
Last
As
30
per today's,
seconds.
thank you.
Okay, global warming. Anybody who knows what is the temperature in Delhi today? Recorded highest?
So 52 point something it was, sir.
Yes, it is unbelievable. Earlier in my childhood, 46, 47 of Rajasthan, 48 it has crossed 50. In capital, if it is crossing 50, it is something unbelievable. And probably it is a wake up call now, because the global warming, theoretically, we have been talking so much, but practically, we are not taking adequate measures. We know the reasons, we know the repercussions also, but we are not proactive. We may probably destroy this mother earth if we are not taking timely actions. And it is not matter of one nation or one state, it is about entire world. All countries should come together. They have been coming together when it is coming to summits and whatever diplomatic meetings, but concrete actions, I think every country is failing to do. But for the survival of entire animal kingdom and the mother earth protection, we need to come together and fight it, because 52 crossing in national capital is now a wake up call. People were predicting that temperature will rise by half a degree, 1 degree every year, but it is now going beyond that, which will not be good. Imagine if the ice melts, if Antarctica, uh, the ice melts, or Himalayan ice melts, and the sea level goes up, all these seashore cities, if they get submerged, it will be havoc, because there are many developed cities which will be affected all around the world, and it will be beyond control. We probably will not have a place to live, or may find out some technology to live on islands or create artificial islands, what China has been doing. So it will be probably difficult, impossible task to survive through higher rise temperatures. It is better we take precautions. And from the defense point of view also, what kind of secured country we will have if the temperatures are rising so high. Mm, we need not to fight wars, because we are being killed by nature, mother nature, then in future. Okay, good, Pawan. Develop confidence, flow will automatically develop when we practice regularly. Okay, Pawan, good. Anybody else who wants to speak, or we'll call it a day today? Sarthak, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you want to finish your part?
Sir, till when it was audible to you?
Okay, I think 1 minute we could hear you. You were talking about how development and visit were happening.
Okay, sir. So, sir, shall I repeat the whole or
No,
shall I start from there?
just continue the summary part, like concluding. You tell your opinion and why we are reaching out to PNG.
Okay. Sir, concluding the topic, India's PNG has now completed its 49 years of friendship, and PNG being direct southwest may help us further in trade route also. Recently, some of the PNG, they also converse with some of the Pacific island countries which were under some aggressions by China itself nearby South China Sea. So India can be so PNG can be a good defense stance for India also. India and PNG being the resourceful country helps us in imports like of minerals in as we mentioned in trades like nickel, copper, and some petroleum. So in this way, India and PNG would look to increase more engagements and cooperation and prosperity. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. India is reaching out to smaller nations, island nations, and what we were talking, the 21st century, Africa will rise, and we should have good relations with these all countries. If you remember, during COVID, India gained a lot of goodwill. We reached out to almost all these developing and poor countries, islands, and our country was suffering through COVID, but still keeping the balance, we donated a lot of vaccines to other countries also. This world will remember, and that is how India has got a very good image, a trustworthy image, a reliable friend. These are, you cannot create such kind of image within few days or years. It takes a lot of time. India has built an image which China probably is lacking, a reliable country. We are a reliable country and democratic country. That is what is our strength. Okay, good. Topics, I'm happy you are bringing, all of you are bringing good topics. Keep pace with the SSB's requirement, uh, giving good conclusions, linking up with concurrent issues if something is happening in the country, relevant examples. Develop this habit, and then it will be your nature. Automatically it will happen. Automatically your mind will get examples on any topic which has got relevance with present scenario. Develop this habit. Okay, good. We will end here. Keep practicing. Develop your communication skill. Wherever you go, it will help. Okay, so all the best. Keep studying hard with positive mindset.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Jai Hind,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Jai Hind.
Jai
Jai
Hind, sir.
Hind.